This is The Blue Light by the Brothers Grimm. Originally published in 1904, this classic fairy tale is in the public domain and may be freely used by anyone. Welcome to a Fuzzy World Reading Collective. My name is Fuzzy, and I will be reading tonight out of Grimm's Fairy Tales. The book will be The Blue Light. If you want to read along tonight, go to library.afuzzyworld.net and download the text file today. Otherwise, let's get going. The Blue Light. Once there was a soldier who had served his king bravely and well, but in his many battles he had been wounded so often that he was no longer able to carry a gun. So the selfish king said,
"You can go home now, so as you are no farther use for me. I can only pay those who are able to work."
The soldier, who did not know what to do for a living, went sadly away. He walked along for many days until at last he reached a wood. As darkness fell, he saw a light, and when he drew near, he found it came from a little house in which lived an old witch. The soldier, not being afraid even of witches, went boldly up to the house and asked the old woman for a bed to sleep in and for something to eat and drink.
Oh, she said, "Do you think I would give anything to a runaway soldier?"
But at last she agreed that if he would do some work for her, she would take him in.
What do you want me to do?"
asked the soldier.
"Tomorrow,"
said the old witch,
"I want you to dig up my garden."
This the soldier said he would gladly do. The next day he worked as hard as he could, but when night came, the garden was not finished.
"I see," said the witch, "that you are not able to do it all. But I will keep you one night more, and tomorrow you shall split some logs for the fireplace."
The next day the soldier did what he could toward splitting the logs, and in the evening the witch said that he might stay another night.
"Tomorrow,"
he said,
"your work will be very easy. There is an old dry well behind my house, and my light, which burns blue and never goes out, has fallen into it. I wish you to go down into the well and bring it up for me."
So the next morning the witch led the soldier to the well, and as it was very deep, she let him down in the bucket. The soldier soon found the light, and taking it in his hand, he told the witch to pull him up. But when he was near the top of the well, the witch put out her hand and tried to take the light away from him.
"Aha!"
thought the soldier.
"I see what you would like to do,"
he said. So he said,
"Not so fast, old lady. You do not get this light till I have both my feet safe on the ground."
The witch then flew into a rage and let him fall back into the well again, and left him there. The poor soldier fell on the moss without doing him any harm, while the blue light burned as brightly as ever. But his life was of little value to him, for unless help came, he knew that he should starve. Now our brave soldier was feeling very sad when he happened to put his hand into his pocket, where he found his pipe still half full.
"This is the last pleasure I shall ever have," he said,
as he lit his pipe with the blue light and began to smoke. All at once a little man came up to him and said,
What do you wish, oh master?"
At first the soldier could hardly speak. Then he said, Where did you come from? And what do you mean?"
"I mean, I must do anything you tell me to do,"
said the little man. "Oh, well, if that is so," said the soldier, "the first thing you may do is to get me out of this well." So the man took him by the hand, opened a little square door, and led him through a long passage, but the soldier did not forget to take the blue light with him. On the way, the old man pointed out great heaps of gold which the witch had piled up, and the soldier took as much as his pockets would hold. When they came to the top of the well, the soldier said to the little man, "Now, go tie the old witch and take her to the judge." And before long, he saw her sailing through the air on a broomstick with a little man close at her heels. Soon after, the old man came back and said,
Everything has been done as you ordered, and the witch hangs on the gallows. What other order have you, my master?
"Oh, nothing just now," said the soldier. "You may go home, but be at hand when I call."
You have only to light your pipe at the blue light, and I shall be with you,
said the little man, and then he went away. The soldier walked back to the town where the king had his castle and bought some new clothes. Then he went to an inn and told the innkeeper to give him the best room in the house. As soon as he was alone, the soldier lit his pipe at the blue light, and when the little black man appeared, he said,
I served
my king long and well, but he sent me away to die of hunger. Now I wish to treat him as he has treated me."
What do you want me to do?
asked the little man. "Late at night, when the king is asleep in his bed, bring him still sleeping to me, and I will make him brush my clothes and shine my boots."
This is a very easy thing for me to do, said the little man, but it will go hard with you if it is found out.
As the clock struck 12, the door sprang open, and in came the little man leading the king. "Ah, here you are," cried the soldier of the king. "Set about your work at once. Come brush off my coat." When this had been done, the soldier sat down and ordered the king to take off his boots. Then he made him pick them up and clean them. The king did everything in silence and with half-closed eyes, for he was really sound asleep. At the first cock crow, the little man carried the king away to his castle and put him back in bed. The next morning, the king called his wise men about him and told them his wonderful dream. "I was taken through the streets at great speed and to a room where there was a man with a mask on who I had to serve by doing all kinds of mean work. I even had to brush his coat and clean his boots. To be sure, it was wholly a dream, and yet I am as tired this morning as if I had really done it all." "Your dream could not have been true," said the wise man. "But tonight you can fill your pocket with peas and cut a little hole in it. Then if you are really carried away, the peas will drop out and your path can easily be followed." Now, what the wise men said was heard by the little man. That night when he again carried off the king, though the peas fell out of his pocket, yet they did no good, for the little man had thrown peas over all the streets of the town. So the king had to do the soldier's work till cockcrow. The next morning, the king sent out his servants to follow the peas, but they could not do so, since in every street the poor children were picking them up and saying, "It must be you have rained peas in the night." Then the wise men thought of the better plan and said to the king, "Keep your shoes on when you go to bed, and before you come away from the place where you are taken, to hide one of them. Then you can search the city until it's found." The little man heard of this plan also, and when the soldier ordered him to bring the king again, he said,
Do not do it, for this time I cannot guard you against their plans.
"Oh, what I tell you, do what I tell you," answered the soldier, and for the third time the king was brought and made to do work like a servant. But before he went away, he hid one of his shoes under the bed. The next morning the king ordered his servants to hunt down for the shoe through the whole town. It was soon found in the soldier's room. The soldier, warned by the little man, had run away, but before he had gone too far, he was caught and thrown into prison. In his flight, the unlucky fellow had left the blue light and his money at the inn, but he still had one gold piece. As he stood at his prison window, loaded with chains, he saw of his fellow soldiers going by. He called out to them, said, "If you will bring me the little bundle I left behind at the inn, I will give you this gold piece." The friend said he would gladly help him, and soon brought the soldier his bundle. When he was alone, the soldier lighted his pipe at the blue light, and the little man once more with him. "Oh, what shall I do?" cried the soldier.
Don't be afraid,
Said the little man.
go where they take you, but keep tight hold of the blue light.
Next day a trial was held, and though they could prove nothing, the judge told the poor soldier that he must be hung. When he was led out of the gallows, he asked a last favor of the king. "What do you wish?" asked the king. "I pray, old king," said the soldier, "that I may smoke one last pipe." "You may indeed do that," said the king, "but do not be too long about it." The soldier drew out his pipe and lighted out the blue light. The first rings of smoke arose. The little black man came out with a short thick stick in his hand, and said,
What are my master's orders?
"Strike down the false judge and the king and the hangman and the sheriffs and the lords." The little man flew about as quick as a wink from this one to that one, and whoever he touched with his stick fell to the ground and could not move. At last the king had so great a fear for his life and his kingdom that he promised the soldier if he would only call off the little man, he would give him a full pardon and let him marry his daughter, the princess. And that was the blue light. Thank you all for being here today at a Fuzzy World Reading Collective. If you want to check out the archive, go to library.afuzzyworld.net and download the video or text file or audio file today. Thank you for being here. You are doing a good job. Have a great night, and we will see you in the future. Peace.